Hello, my lovely Aries. I hope you guys are doing well. I am back. I'm feeling a bit better because I was ill last week. But anyway, let's dive into your reading for the 1st to the 7th of July. Let's see what's going on for you guys. Please, Spirit, for my lovely Aries. Seeing an olive. They're showing me olive. Okay. I don't know if that's a name. I don't know if that is like something that means something to you, like an olive tree or something. Anyways, you have chaos and conflict and by the book coming up. So you are going through some sort of, I was going to say identity crisis. I don't mean it like that. I think that's more of a jokey way. Chaos and conflict really means things are a little bit up in the air at the moment, or you might be feeling like there's a lot of challenges in your way. Chaos, as you can see, I mean, that can be around you. Maybe you're in arguments with people. There's a lot of tension going on all of a sudden. Maybe there's arguments going on in your job. Whatever it is, in whatever area it is in your life, there is something changing in that area. So if it's your career, it's very likely something's going to happen. Something's changing in your career and blah, blah, blah. The rest, you guys know the rest. So however it resonates for you is different for everybody. But I always say that this card is like an outer shell is being removed and a deeper layer is being discovered. So however that means to you, this is again about self-discovery or discovering something again in however it resonates to you, whether it's career, whether it's about understanding a part of yourself. This chaos and conflict is not happening to you, it's happening for you. And that's a really important thing to remember this week. I know it can feel very different because it feels like an attack, or maybe you are feeling like things that just keep hitting at you, but it's to remove some sort of outer layer of yourself, whether that's an ego, whatever that means to you, whether it's like you thought you were this sort of person and you're changing. You're now starting to see things from a much different perception, so a perspective. So again, this is actually very important. I do like the chaos and conflict card, but of course it comes with some drama. So just be aware of that. The by the book seems to be a bit of advice for you in areas where you feel lost or feel like there's a bit of conflict going on. It's a really good time to kind of follow the leader. What that means is like following the guidance of somebody who you look up to, or somebody who has experience or guidance to offer you. The number 11 here always reminds me of the 11th house, which is about your social circle. Okay, so we live in technology times, so your social circle can even be about the influence that the people online that you're watching has over you. For some of you, you will be releasing people who bring drama in your life, or let's say, for example, you watch very dramatic movies, for example, and you're realizing that it's having an effect on your energy. Like reality TV shows can really make us kind of lean towards drama, and maybe you're noticing that it's having an impact on you. Whatever it is, I do feel like you're noticing the effects that your environment has on you, and I think that is a really important time to actually change that if you're feeling it's negatively impacting you, and going towards people who actually are here to help. So the by the book is about following the status quo. A lot of you guys are again going through a dramatic change, so it's a really good time to lean on certain people or follow the guidance of people online who might be able to help you. It is about going by the book. So for some of you, it's about going back to education, or maybe learning something in your free time. Let's say, for example, your work situation is going a little bit crazy. The people are in arguments. You're feeling like, actually, I don't know if I resonate with this anymore. And then all of a sudden you start studying in your free time, something else that might appeal more to you. So there is this energy coming through of that. I am feeling like you are kind of rediscovering something about yourself and maybe what it is that you feel, brings you joy. So because of that, things are changing. All right, let's carry on here. Let's see for my lovely Aries. You have Angel of Balance. And just underneath that as well, you do have the yin and yang. So there is something going on about different energy. I do feel like this is about balancing something here, because you have chaos and conflict, but you're also studying or learning something that's going to take you elsewhere. You're being called to have balance in this moment. And again, the yin and yang is just calling me back to, again, it's not happening to you, it's happening for you. Things seem a bit chaotic, and things seem, again, like something is really challenging you, but there is a bit of good in that. And I feel like it's because of, I don't know what it is in your life, and I want to take that with like a grain of salt here, because I don't know what's going on in your life, and it can be very hard to deal with it in the middle of it. So I understand that. But what Spirit's trying to say is they're guiding you somewhere. So follow your intuition. Okay. Stop listening to the chaos and try find your way through it, because it does feel like you have spiritual guidance here. It's almost trying to hold your hand and guide you. So don't get sucked into that drama. All right. For my lovely Aries. For my lovely Aries, please. There is a heavy emphasis on something being exposed, but for some of you that's self-discovery and it's a part of yourself. Others of you, again, it's about really recognizing what's around you and whether it's good for you or not. You have romance coming through. For those of you who are interested, this deck is Whispers of Love. And you have romance coming up this week. So lavish the one you love with personal attention and affection. So some of you might need to spend some more time with people who you love. They might need you at this time as well. Or maybe it will help you feel also, it will help you balance your energy maybe also. There is something about romance. If you have not met anybody yet and you're single, then maybe this chaos and conflict is guiding you towards a love interest, especially if that's something you've been trying to manifest. A key word for you in this lovely deck is expansion. So your life is expanding. So again, there is a method behind the madness is what I'm hearing around this chaos and conflict. There are things that we cannot see when we're going through it that the universe is very much understanding of, and this is to expand you, whether it's through wisdom, all right, or whether it's again through, you know, having that experience and that lesson is going to teach you something that you will remember forever, and it will help with your decision making in the future, or it's expanding something in your life. All right, let's carry on. Keyword, please, for Aries this week. Honesty. This says, I cannot always expect the truth from others, but I can expect it from myself. Following your gut instinct, following your truth. Integrity is important this week. No longer like making excuses for people or, you know, things like that. And also no longer not trusting people fully. You know, of course, don't trust people who have shown you not to be trusted, but I think this is about being able to trust people and understanding that I can't control anybody. You know, you can't control anybody, but what you can do is trust that you are able to navigate a situation. All right, you have answered prayer coming through this week, and there is celebration. So you guys are going to be celebrating something here that you've prayed for. Okay, animal spirit deck for you, and then we'll move into your tarot and make some sense of these messages. Aries, you have the Giraffe, which is just so perfect because this is what you're turning into. I always say that the zebra is like very black and white, and when we use that expression, it's like you're either seeing things as either good or they're bad, and that's why yin and yang is here. And angel of balance is almost like there is good and bad and good. That's the yin and the yang. What you're understanding now is a deeper picture. The deeper picture, the bigger picture. You're seeing something deeper. You're starting to see the kind of gray in between. Things are neither just this or just that. You're able to see a bigger picture here. So what you're turning into is the giraffe, and giraffes are pretty tall, so they're able to see much higher than what you used to look at, how you used to see, whatever that means to you. Very high, like big emphasis on your wisdom, gaining a lot more wisdom, understanding a bigger lesson through some sort of chaos and conflict. All right, and it's helping you to expand your vision. You guys are expanding your vision. 3 cards for Aries. Ooh, I'm going to clarify one of these because the 5 of Cups came up in reverse. I only take it when it flips up that way. So 5 of Cups in reverse actually is a little bit maybe of a big thing, like a good thing. You have the Sun as well. High emphasis for you guys on focusing on a silver lining, focusing on joy, focusing on growth, focusing on happiness and what brings you happiness, what brings you joy. Because the 5 of Cups does represent, and it is showing up in your reading, regardless of it being reversed, there has been some disappointments. We can see that in the chaos and conflict card. And the yin and yang, you know, there has been some difficulties that you've been through, maybe are still going through. The 5 of Cups does bring in some advice saying, make sure that what you're looking at is not just the bad in a situation. It's also about making the most of what you do have left. Okay, don't dwell on negativities. Don't dwell on what's happened. It's good to process your emotions. That's a good reason to look back at things. But if it's causing you to upset your own peace and causing a disruption in your balance, it's a good time to bring something into balance by understanding both sides. So yeah, and because you're the sun here, there is happiness and success around you, or at least it's attainable in your week this week. So they're asking you to really focus on that. Where you're going is somewhere very amazing. It's towards some sort of freedom. It's towards some sort of joy and growth. I always see the sun card as growth. You cannot grow without the sun. But you do have the Seven of Swords. Maybe this chaos and conflict and this disappointment is coming through in a sense of somebody's deceit, somebody's, sneaky ways, someone's strategy maybe against you. Maybe people, again, are not taking accountability, and that's something that's really hard for you to move on from. Sometimes the Seven of Swords can also be about ourselves and maybe self-sabotaging and going against what we know we should be doing. And I did mention integrity earlier. This card is not really one of integrity, so it's making sure that you are abiding by what you know. I feel like that's what integrity is about here. It's about being true to yourself. It's also important, and maybe, I want to say to you, I don't know why I'm being called to say it, but it's like by following your own advice. Make sure you're following your own advice. Make sure that you're also practicing what you preach, because maybe you guys really give a lot of great advice to others, and when it comes down to yourself, you're not doing it like just for somebody out there. Let's clarify the Seven of Swords. The Eight of Cups and Three of Cups. That's very interesting. There's a few reasons why this might be here. For some of you, this could again be about somebody who may have had like a third party situation, or this could be about old friendships. You've clearly walked away from something that may have had the wrong morals. I don't know why I'm saying that, but that's what's coming up here. Some of you, this could be sneaky friends, sneaky colleagues. It's a group of people. It at least feels like more than one that you're walking away from, and you're just allowing. You're kind of walking away. Have you guys heard of the Mel Robbins advice? She's like a life coach, I guess, like a motivational coach, very famous one. And she has this theory, like the let them theory, which is like if someone is gonna, gossip about you, or if someone's gonna go and do things behind your back, let them. You cannot control people, but you can control yourself. So it's about where are you gonna go and what are you gonna do if those people are doing that, because you cannot change them, but you can change your course of action. So for some of you, again, it's about following the sun and not the shadows. And the shadows are representing clearly some people here. All right, let's see. What are the challenges that Aries might face this week? The Fool, okay. Now, the challenge seems to be about accepting that your journey is changing. But don't worry, you have guidance. What you're being called to walk away from is something that's not serving you. That's what the Eight of Cups is about. It's about walking away from things that do not serve you or not fulfilling for you. What you're walking into is good things, but your challenge this week is almost kind of having to deal with some sort of heartache that comes with a new beginning. The Fool card is a leap of faith. It's trusting in the unknown. It's about not really knowing where you're going next, but just following the guidance that you're being given by the universe and taking a leap of faith and starting a new journey somewhere else. Eight of Wands, moving in the right direction though. This is my card of moving towards things that are a lot more straightforward. Blockages are being removed. Things are speeding up for you. So it's when you take that leap of faith and you trust in your guidance that you're going by the book, you're following your gut instincts, you're going on the right journey. There is transformation. We have some butterflies here in this card as well, and things start to become aligned. The only challenge that I'm seeing here is that it does come with heartache and pain, which will need healing. Okay, and time heals. Give yourself time. So you aren't just going to get up and get over something immediately. But I do see that you are taking action in your life to move forward. It's just emotions are one thing that take a little bit of time. But yeah, your challenge is just about healing. But I do see you taking a leap of faith away from this energy or this mindset. All right, what is the advice for my lovely Aries this week? Your advice, guys? This is like a comic situation. That's the way I read this. When there is justice and the devil that's very comic. It's about releasing the chains of some kind. And with the Justice card here, about, releasing the chains through the truth. Your advice is to focus on the truth of something. Five of Pentacles about feeling left out in the cold. It's some of you, your advice for just a few of you out there that I'm being called to say, like some of you is about no longer kind of being tied down by people, you're trying to help people, but these people aren't helping themselves kind of thing, or other people's toxic traits, maybe again you stuck around for it, but the Justice is almost like ruling something out now. The truth is being revealed, a decision is being made. Usually the Justice card has a blindfold because it's speaking about making an unbiased decision. It's a just decision, it's a balanced decision is being made here, and that's your advice, is to kind of call the devil out for what it is. And I'm not saying to go and fight anybody or argue with anybody, but it's more about standing in your truth and detaching from this devil energy. This can be ego, this can be anything that's tying you down through fear, where it's like, oh, I need this because of, I need the money for it to survive, which is completely, understandable, but that is driven through fear. You're feeling attached to something and afraid to take those chains off and to believe in yourself, because this chain is making you feel like you cannot be without it. It's like a method of control. So you're releasing anything that has control over you through fear. And the Five of Pentacles, I really feel like you're really removing yourself from any lack that you've experienced. So financial lack, all right, and mindsets that come with that, or feeling left out in the cold by people, not trusting people, not letting other people into your life. Like that's something you're letting go of as well. Justice coming through. Your advice is these people who have done you wrong in your life will get karma. Karma is at play this week, okay? But it's also about picking your karma, picking your battles as well, is something I want to say to you too. Right. I'm just going to clarify the Justice card. The Four of Swords. So you're being called to rest, to heal. The Devil. Ace of Wands. This may have been like, this is Ace of Wands is really about like fiery passion. Sometimes it's about like temptation through sexual means, or temptation, anything that gives you that rush, infatuation of some kind. That's something that's really associated with this devil energy. And that's something they're calling for you to release. So anything that, seems fun and exciting, and why not, like you're being called to let go. So this could be like a romantic sexual connection with somebody that you're being called to let go because it's not doing you any good. For others of you, it could be people who kind of chase, short-term flames. Five of Pentacles with the Death card. There is change ahead, and it may start off as a bit of a struggle. Five of Pentacles does bring in advice here, saying do not be afraid to ask for help. The church light is behind them, and the church light is on, so there are people inside that they can ask for help. So the Death card coming through is I do see that you'll be removing yourself from a toxic situation and creating change in your life and being able to finally heal, because the scales are now becoming balanced. Okay, let's get an outcome for the week for you. Chariot, fast pace, forward movement, okay, going on a journey. The Ten of Swords, this is releasing. I feel like it's releasing an old life. It's releasing what you know. So this can very much, again, be like a mindset shift, all right? It's really releasing old stagnant energy that's doing you no good. I definitely see with this full card that you are starting a new journey. If you feel like you're alone, trust me, you have divine guidance around you because of that by the book card. You are being led somewhere, and maybe you feel that like you're being lured somewhere by spirit, trust that gut instinct, because I can see it. Because what you're letting go of, the chariot is moving out the city and going into the unknown to see what is out there for him and to chase his dreams. That's what you guys are doing. And of course, what comes with that is an ending, a difficult one. But this is also releasing an old story of your life that I feel like has been clearly very challenging and very hurtful to you. So like a dawn is, coming, a new dawn is coming. 6 of Pentacles, focus on what you give your time and energy to. Similar to what we said in the beginning, make sure you're not going back to anything that you know is, again, it's that integrity. I don't know why that word is coming up. I'll let it be for whoever needs to hear it. But 6 of Pentacles is, again, we have a lot of balance coming up in your cards too, which is about paying attention to what you give your time and energy to. Make sure that what you're giving out to people is balanced. So maybe you overly gave to others. Scales were tilted. It's about rebalancing that again. Giving now to yourself, for example. If you gave a lot to others and not enough to yourself, then that's what you're being called to balance here. If you've been focusing way too much on the devil energy, the negativity in life, the fear that life, brings on us, you're no longer focusing on just that. You're tilting the scales by focusing on the other side of the scales. So instead of focusing on fear or bad people or a bad past, you're now focusing on a positive future or gratitude in the present. That's how we rebalance the scales. The more that you focus on the negative, it's still going to be around you. You cannot solve a problem by just thinking about the problems. You have to leave space open for a solution. That's what I'm feeling for you guys. Okay. So balancing the scales is important. Focusing on your health and your daily routines, very important as well. Okay, my angels. So that's what I have for you. I hope it resonates. Let me know if it did resonate with you. I would love to know in the comments. But aside from all that, I hope you guys enjoyed the reading, and I hope you guys have an amazing week. And I will see you next time. All right.